Hey everybody, welcome to my review of Ninjago, Season 9, Episode 1, Firstbourne. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, first up, I just want to say, this episode, I would say, probably wasn't my favorite. It was good, but I would say Season 8 premiere was much better. Although, one thing that did surprise me and I thought was really awesome, because the first time it's happened ever in a season premiere, is they actually had an intro where a character goes previously on. And that's never happened in a season premiere, so that's pretty awesome. And the character also was Gamdan, so instead of having a ninja at the start, you have Gamdan basically doing that, whatever you call it, with him. Which also symbolizes the fact that this is not a focus season. Now, just a little thing, the tournament element season was kind of like a had no focus character either, if you really look at it. If anything, it was more all the Elemental Masters. It was about the Elemental Masters and all that. So there was no focus character for that one. People probably argue, yes, but if you really look at it, most of the seasons didn't have focus characters, only a few. But I'm not going to get into that. So so from that, basically, obviously we have Gamdan as the intro and at the start. Also, he's the one who announces the episodes this season too. Well, so far. I mean, it could be someone else next episode. We don't know. It'd be interesting if they do a different character for each episode. That'd be interesting if the next episode actually has a different character at the start. That'd be quite funny. But we don't know. We don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, this surprised a lot of people seeing a previously on at the beginning of the premiere. And obviously, Gamdan did announce the season final for the last season of Ninjago. If you remember, he did basically announce the episode title. So this is the second one that's had him announce it. But yeah, I want to. If the next episode has someone else announce it, that'd be hilarious. So that's what I'm gonna say. I mean, I don't think it will, but it'd be funny, don't you think? Anyway, so next up, basically the episode starts off in Ninjago. Obviously, as we know, a week after the events of season 2 of season 8. And as you can see from this view, we can see that Ninjago is basically in ruins. Borg Towers is basically this kind of like the center of it. Has all that black goo stuff on. That's kind of like Oni stuff, or that black dark stuff that was in the season final of season 2. But and you can also see the Oni in the distance there. So obviously he's basically standing, watching over, like standing guard for the HQ. If you look, you can see Gamdan standing on top of the building too. It's basically just Dot, but that's Gamdan standing there. And yeah, I will say the Colossus does look pretty cool the way they made him look. I mean, the way Gamdan built him, I will say I'm impressed, Gamdan. Kudos to you. I mean, you made a good-looking giant destruction machine. I mean, the hat-looking thing and the face. I mean, it looks pretty cool. So is that a plant sticking out of it? I mean, it looks like he may need to get that trimmed. But yeah, so that's basically that. So we move on. Basically, the islands become kind of chaotic. It's not really being run by anyone. I mean, yes, Gamdan will say it's his, Ninjago's his, and Humi will say Ninjago's, fallen and now under their control. But in reality, it's not really. I mean, it's just like a chaotic mess. Like, yes, they're kind of in charge. It's like if the gang, like in Batman, if the Joker had taken over, it would just be chaotic. It would just be like, yes, majority of the people winning are his men or Joker's men, but it's really just chaotic. So it's basically like that. It's like if Joker had taken over Gotham City. And also on the TV you can see Ultraviolet, which basically has started her own TV show called Ultra Hunt, basically where she captures people. Oops. And next up, we also see a green cloak walking through the city. which obviously you would assume is Lloyd, but it's not. If you actually look, when he gets closer in the scene, if you actually look carefully, you can actually see that's not Lloyd. So obviously he's ends up watching that, which this part right here, this little cameo of Ronan here, that disappointed me. I mean, Ronan would not have been captured that easy. It's Ronan. He doesn't get captured easy. It kind of bothered me that they made Ronan that easy. I mean, he never got captured by the ninjas, not once. And yet for some reason he's able to, some citizen, which is actually the person who did the actual arrest, was able to capture him like that. It's like, really? No, they should have made it. No, he shouldn't be captured. But anyway, kind of bothered me that. But what are you gonna do? Then obviously we see the Sons of Gamdan, who basically arrive, and they're in like cop uniform, which was kind of funny, but also, I mean, it's also funny if you look at the badge down there. It's a police badge, but with a Sons of Gamdan logo on it. It's like, and all that. I'm not police. You know, police officers aren't allowed makeup or stuff. Like, they're not allowed to wear what you guys. You have to. There's a dress code, guys. You're not police officers. There's a dress code being a police officer. Doesn't matter if you're a crap one or if you're just playing police officer. Yeah, and also that's another thing that I'd like to mention. This is also another reason why I know that Ninjago's not actually taken over by Gamdan. It's just in a chaotic state. It's because in DC Comics, when Joker's taken over, his men always dressed up like cops too. As clown cops. So, you know, it's just in a chaotic state. But I'm not going to get into that because, you know, but yeah, it's revealed. Obviously, it's the green cloak is revealed to be Death and all that, and it's actually quite funny this scene because obviously everyone who didn't really pay attention would know thing, but you know he's actually not wanted. Like he's not on any list. He can roam the streets without being worried about being caught. It's like, don't underestimate the Death. First of all, he made me think, but usually an ally like that is what they use to go get food and all that, because they know that no one's going to want them. So don't underestimate them. And obviously, as you can see here, he ends up moving the beat out of the way to reveal the location of the hidden base. Then as he gets in, he gives Lloyd a treat, which is some sort of disgusting looking dumpling, which I was just like, that's gross. And obviously, you know, as you can see, Lloyd ends up eating it, and he's gonna have an upset stomach for a while. No wonder he's not fighting good in this episode. That's why he couldn't fight properly in training for this episode. It's because he ate that thing. That's why. It was Dare's fault that he couldn't train properly because he had an upset stomach from eating that disgusting dumpling. So anyway, basically, Leonora, Lloyd are basically trained and all that. And then we move on to the next scene, which basically is Humi and Mr. E heading up Borg Towers in the elevator, which was seen first in OC Rebooted. Probably not the same elevator, because that elevator got destroyed, but, you know, the rebuilt version of it. And obviously they arrive at top where Humi basically says that the city is under their control. I'm not going to get into it again. I've already explained how I don't think it is, but anyway. And obviously Gamdan says, you know, that basically he's looking over and he's mentioning that, you know, he has all the power, Lloyd doesn't, but yet he can't find Lloyd. They can't find Lloyd. It's like, yeah, well, you're the bad guy. And this scene felt very Star Wars-ish to me, like very original trilogy Star Wars with the Empire and the Rebellion and all that. It felt very Star Wars-ish, the way they were talking, and you know the way Gamdan was basically talking to Humi. It felt very Star Wars, which makes sense. I mean, the creators, one of the creators, is basically a huge fan of Star Wars. He named his kids after, you know, Luke and Leia, which is like, let's just hope that his kids haven't kissed like in the Luke and Leia did in the movie. Because that would be very terrible. Granted, a lot of people who are fan of Star Wars didn't name their kids that. I know someone else who actually got their name after Star Wars character. Not me. My name's not names like that. So when he basically, wants to go the aggressive route on finding them by destroying more of the city. Hilmi basically talks him down because obviously, she mentions that, destroying the city anymore would make people do desperate things. Granted, that's quoting herself, considering when, the thing she ended up doing something desperate, like, I don't know, bring back an evil Garmadon. I hate her so much. You want to hate her. She's the kind of person you just want to hate, and you just hate so much, but she's such a good villain. Like, she's the top villain in Ninjago. And obviously she says basically that they'll send, Mr. E after, because basically he's, one of those things that doesn't have to rest, so he can just go non-stop and use shouting. She makes a bad pun, which is like, oh. And yeah. Then obviously we head to the first round where we meet, Kai. Basically, he finds Alpha, and you're like, what? Why? He's excited. He's like, I got Alpha! It's like, yeah, it's Alpha. It's like he lost it. But actually, he's not the one that lost it, and we'll get to that in a second. So obviously the Alpha was to build this radio thing, because, Alpha apparently has good signals and helps them transmit. They're basically building a radio to transmit their signal from here to Ninjago so they can try and get someone to rescue them. Although it doesn't work, and, Guy's a little upset. He's like, he gets a little annoyed that it's not working, and he, stressed out. And Jay's basically the opposite. He's very chill, a little too chill. He's acting like he's on something. Like, he's Jay was funny in this episode. I thought he was really funny. The way they made him just so chill, and they spoofed him being on something. Well, I mean, I just did that because he's acting like he's on something. Plus, don't do drugs, kids. I'll tell you that now. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. This is why you end up, being crazy and stressing a lot of people out. Like this scene right here is like, yeah. Guys basically saying, get off whatever you're on. So anyway, we also see our first glimpse of Kid Woo, and here is our voice, which is a new voice actor for Kid Woo. I don't know whether they're going to have the old voice for Team Woo. I haven't really seen. I heard something about the original voice actor coming back, but for Kid Woo, it's a new voice actor, someone completely different, and all that. So obviously, him and Cole basically go off to scrounge for food and all that. And Woo is kind of complaining, but then again, he's a young kid, probably 7-ish, maybe a little bit younger. He's quite young still. He's not a thing, and kids complain a lot. I should know. I have a lot of brothers and sisters. So anyway, basically they get stopped as they find a surprising creature, which is basically a baby Stormbringer, which is basically found some sort of food and vegetable, which obviously they want to get. So obviously this is also the first time you hear Cole mention, he was afraid of dragons originally, which you didn't hear him mention that. And a few people actually forgot that Cole was afraid of dragons originally. You'll be surprised how many people actually forgot. I actually did a whole thing on it, and yeah, people forgot. So anyway, Cole basically goes up to the dragon, and just like any wild creature, you never want to go head near a baby anything, especially a dragon, because where there's a baby, there's always... Hold on. There's always a mother. There we go. Sorry, that dramatic pause was, a little bit less dramatic because of the fail. But yeah, so obviously the mother basically scares them off, chases them across, I don't know how much distance. And, what's going on? Sorry about this, something's really going on. So when they also get stuck in that cave, which, when they get stuck in the cave from the Stormbringer, basically, we've seen that. Sorry, I'm doing this video thing a new way, so it's a lot easier to edit. Because for when I edit, I usually have to edit the pictures with the thing, and it takes, a fair bit of time. But I'm trying this a different way to see, so editing can be a little easier. Takes a little bit of time off, so I can edit on my own. But anyway, basically they find the cave with paintings on the wall, basically showing off the dragon. I believe the Oni were there too. Can't really see that thing down in the corner. Looks like Oni base or something, but it might not be. And also the dragon hunters, which we, if you can understand that painting, you maybe understand who the dragon hunters are. But anyway, also by the looks of it, you can also see that hand there with power coming out. That might be symbolizing like the first miniature master or something. But anyway, so basically that. So back at the bounty, or what's left of it in this realm. It's getting kind of dark and foggy at the same time, so Kai's basically lighting torches all over the place and all that. Zane is basically still fixing things, and Jay, he's lost it. He's playing a piece of wood that he basically calls his video game. Zane obviously mentions he's lost it. I mean, this scene was hilarious. It was funny. But obviously, at the same time, they end up getting a signal, which at first they think it's from the Ninjago, but it's originating from their location, and basically it reveals that it is, an ambush, or they're planning an ambush, and do that. Well, at least Zane translates that. So obviously, all that. So anyway, they run off, and well, Zane gets captured first, though it's kind of fast, so kind of missed it. If you didn't know, I didn't really see it. It went really fast. I saw it the same time through, but first time didn't see it. And then obviously Kai basically goes next. Is last, and and obviously Jay's video game gets left behind. Well, he's gonna have to hopefully go insurance for that video game. Then we arrive back at Ninjago, where Lloyd is basically, training again, although he's failing with Pixel, and he's obviously failing. Again, this is probably because of him eating that disgusting dumpling. I mean, come on, man. Come on. It's a disgusting dumpling. I mean, he had an upset stomach. Leave him alone. I bet he could, that is why he couldn't unlock his powers, because of that dumpling. It's Del's fault. So anyway, basically he fights. He keeps training, and, well, he fails. Pixel basically cleans him up. And, at first, Nia's trying to get him to break free himself, but his spirits are so down and broken. You really feel for Lloyd in this episode. But at the same time, Nia was really awesome in this episode. A lot of people thought that she was going to be like Lloyd, have hopelessness, and have no hope left, and all that, and be as, spirit broken as Lloyd is. But she seemed to be actually a lot more, had a lot more hope than him, and she was trying to inspire him to get his hope back. So I really like Nia in this, and all that, because, she basically gives him a speech and tells him that she mentions, she's lost things too, like her boyfriend, her brother, her friends. There's someone else actually that hasn't appeared this season, 2 people, that would be annoyed that someone's gone, especially someone in their family's gone, and that is Kai and Nia's parents. Because Kai, if Kai's gone, wouldn't they be quite mad and wanting to destroy them, wanting to fight back too? I mean, where are they? They weren't even in season 8, for crying out loud. I mean, they would be alive. They weren't old. I mean, yes, Kai's father became old, but remember they reversed the time delay. So they were quite young. They would be in this season. It was only 1 year out, and this one takes 1 week. So it's like, where are they? Where are all these allies that would still be around? Anyway, so basically, she gives a speech and all that, and this scene was so amazing. I mean, I really like the way they made Nia in this so far. I mean, she was really inspirational and not like people thought she was going to be. And obviously, obviously Pixel helps that too. Now this scene, if this picture out of context, kind of looks like, both I'm not gonna get into that. But anyway, yep. So obviously after the speech, Misako and Dales come in, basically saying that, something's gonna come. Just as that happens, we see Mr. Lee arrive and all that. He basically checks out the place and then sees Pixel's mech, which, thing. He then commands Kilo to basically tell the rest of the men to, because he can't stalk, so he signals with hand signals. Oh, he can, he talks backwards. It's complicated. But basically, Kilo tells the rest of the Sons of Gumta to make a perimeter, which is standard, procedure for, like, military and police things, so the people don't get away. So anyway, they basically block in the ninjas and all that. And the ninjas are kind of trapped, so they have to figure out a way out. They try and climb, but they fail, so obviously they end up hiding in, like, the garbage and all that. Because who's going to check garbage? I mean, no one in anything ever checks the garbage. In any show, you hide in garbage. If you want to hide it from the bad guys, or from these people, or from people who've taken over, just hide in the garbage. They never check the garbage. You go watch every show ever, and that's pretty much that's where the good guys hide. They're like, oh, we're going to hide in the garbage. They're not going to check in the garbage. So basically that happens. Afterwards, Lloyd obviously finds something familiar, which he is revealed to be pieces of the bounty. So obviously you can see, like, the original intro picture was actually also, back before. This is him being older, though. I don't know where there was a picture of him being a kid as well on the bounty, but I guess that was on the first bounty. We see the Wu's, T-Wu? No. That Wu thing symbol, and then we see the original pilot season ninjas. So obviously, they would also check it, and they find tea leaf, which is basically Chavis tea, as Pixel says. So then they end up looking around and notice that pieces of the boat are missing, and not like missing, like they're not in that location. So then they start, getting hope back and all that, and you see Lloyd smile for the first time in this episode, or at least, in a happy way, and all that. And then obviously, well, they find them, which is things. So this is actually the first time we've seen the Oni mask in this season. I actually didn't think they would make this type of return. Like, thought they would just be done with them. But yeah, the Oni mask are back, and Mr. E's basically wearing it. They basically trapped him in, Kilo 2, and just as it looks like they're captured and all that, there's just as it looks like they're captured, boom! Mr. E ends up basically face down under rubble, thanks to a big metal fist. And I'm sure that you can all guess where this metal fist came from. I'll give you a little bit of time. There it is. Yes, that is right. Karlov saves the day. Or saves that, at least. So basically the Elemental Masters arrive, Shade as well, which basically hits on Nia. I tell you one thing, you're lucky James in the first film. If you find out you hit on Nia, you'll be in trouble. And all that. And Griffin Turner, the Master of Speed. Which was basically, that was just 3 of the Elemental Masters. And that's not even all of them from this, that's going to be appearing this season. And they basically pummeled them so fast that, like, people were disappointed in this scene because the way the Elemental cast was a little too quick and sudden and all that. But it was more like surprised. And also, the fact that it was quick proves how powerful they are, and that's just 3 of them. So imagine if all of them arrive. Now, and not even all of them will appear in this season. Like, oh, well, that maybe, but we haven't actually seen in the trailer. We didn't see all the Elemental Masters. Not every last one of them. And there's also the ones in the first round, which are the ninjas. So, imagine if all the Elemental Masters team up. Yeah, I think they could. Plus, if Scylla had her powers back, she would have all the Elemental Masters' powers. So she could actually stop Guardian the bomb. Because you think that Lloyd has the most powerful power. No, they've actually changed it so kind of would, like, continuity-wise, he's now not really an Elemental Master. He's got only a Dragon Blood, but I'm confused. But really, Scylla is the most powerful element. She has all the elements, and since Lloyd's power is both Elemental Master power and has the power of owning a dragon, and she obviously got his powers during Tournament of Elements. Although she doesn't go past now, but if she still did, she would have his powers. So that would mean, Scylla is actually the most powerful Elemental Master. And the most powerful being in Ninjago. And even in all the realms, if you really think about it, because of continuity-wise and all that, she would be the most powerful. So she could take Gam down easy. And she could destroy his Oni easy. If she still had her powers. Apparently she doesn't, and I don't know if she has them back, and I don't think she does. I don't think they're going to give her powers back. But if she did, I think they took away her powers because she was so OP, actually. Because if she did have her powers, she could win. I mean, think about it, people. Think about it. So anyway, basically, they finish off, and, the Scylla arrives in the garbage truck, and all that. Which, was really cool. I really enjoyed seeing Scylla. Because I do like Scylla. I didn't when I first saw her, not at first. But I would say in Hands of Time, I liked her a little bit more. Was when I started liking her more. But yeah. So anyway, Nia says, we do have friends and all that, and we do have allies, and this isn't even all of them. I mean, look. Some people did say they saw Echo Zane behind Jade. But no, I think they were just trying to joke around. Because no, Echo Zane would not be here. And Echo Zane is not Mystery. I say Mystery is no one in particular. It's just a new Ninja that she made to hunt him down. Pixel obviously stays behind because she's obviously going to get her mech back. And then finally we arrive back in the only realm where obviously, Cole and Wu will return to, where the bounty was and find it's basically missing. They got, Cole basically says they've got food or vegetables, and yeah, so anyway, they notice tire tracks and all that, and then they end up going after them. Meanwhile, obviously, they're obviously tied up, which we've seen this in the trailer. They're masked, and then obviously they get their things revealed, and then Iron Baron is revealed, and he says his famous line, which wasn't really famous. People are quoting it all over the place. I don't think it was that good of a line, but anyway, they're overhyping the line, and yeah, so obviously we meet the Dragon Hunters. Now, to be honest, we saw that scene in the trailer, so there was nothing new about that scene. But anyway, that basically does it for my review and all that of Ninjago. I say 6 out of 10, like I said in the start of this video. Wasn't really the best. Felt very slow and all that, and most of the stuff that happened in this. So you knew most of it was coming. Season 8 for me was still better. But yeah, so anyway, make sure you like, share and subscribe, and check back every day for more of my awesome videos. Be sure to like them as well. Help me, get more views on my channel so I can actually do more things like this, and maybe even some more giveaways for certain things. So anyway, see ya!